Well, I taped a conversation between me and Dave, and I'm very encouraged by some people that have listened to it. I find um, any conversation that I can have with somebody for 3 hours is a pretty interesting person, and I find Dave to be an extremely amazing person. The potential that this guy has to offer the world in making a global transformation is truly outstanding. Um, and although he didn't really say too much on this 3 hour conversation, he's on the same wavelength as me. He sees the same things that I see, which I find makes for a stimulating conversation. It's a different conversation. And the way the globe is right now, we need to be having a different conversation. We are looking at doing a radio show, but we're dealing right now with, we wanted an open line. He lives in Australia, and I live here in Canada, and some of these radio shows you have to phone in to get the show started. That's a huge long distance bill. Or else you have to pay an awful lot for Skype, and it's just a workaround. We're trying to figure out how to do some kind of interactive show that involves all of us, because it's not going to be just about me and Dave. We want call-ins. We want people actually participating in the show and trying to offer some understanding, some completely new information, but not focusing on all of the problems, but transforming the problems into the solutions. So we want to be celebrating the change, seeing what change is, because if you're focused constantly on negative, you make negative grow. So what we want to do is focus on everybody else's change, our change, his change, and the audience change. We're looking at BlogTV right now, that maybe we can have that same kind of show on there using Skype, so that you can call in, possibly putting it, videotaping it and maybe uploading it on YouTube, possibly having them stream on iTunes, so you can listen to it in your car, or doing whatever it is that you want to do, however it makes it easier. The next show, or the next conversation that we're going to have, is we're going to start talking about Dave's experience. And it's an extremely painful story. My perspective is, my experience is torture. I can't see how any human can survive what I survived. I feel that I had to have been the strongest human on the planet to be able to survive the hell that I did. And I'm definitely well aware that most of the planet has had it a hell of a lot worse than me. Most people would say you got nothing to complain about. And it's not that. It's I do have more than enough things to bitch about and complain about. A lot of things are dead wrong. It was torture. There's no question it was torture. But there's so much other torture around that's so much worse than me, which I want everybody else to have their voice, have their understanding of why things have happened to them. So the next show that we want to do is talk more about Dave's story. It is a really painful story. It's something that most people don't know about him, even in his own personal life, so he's going very public with it. And you'll start to learn, as he learned, why he had this human experience. Why was he born on this planet to experience such hell? What's he supposed to do with it? And what we're hoping to do is to bring some understanding as to why you are going through hell, because there's huge, massive potential if you gain that understanding. You will find your purpose in understanding why you've gone through the hell that you've gone through. a lot of people that are cold-hearted, most of them are loving people that would say, hey, don't look at the negative shit. Don't talk about your story. You know, move on with your life. Get over it. Getting over it is not what everybody thinks it is. And there are healthier ways of getting over it. And getting over it means changing this friggin' matrix that we live in, because it's sustained. I've seen more people talking about, oh, we got to end abuse. But the people that are talking about ending abuse actually sit there and do nothing while they watch it. So we got to step our game up and know our full potential. Know what the meaning of your life is all about. So that's the update that we're working on right now. Is we're looking at BlogTV. We definitely want an interactive show. I'd really, really love anybody that's hating my channel to participate in this show. Call in, and we'll try and make some sense out of why you have this need to hate me. Is there something hateful about me? Is what you see in me really real, or is it something you're making it up in your own head? Or is it me? It's going to be a show where I welcome anybody who actually has this big, massive hate on me. And we're going to see if we can transform it. We're going to see if there's some insanity there that we need to make some sense out of it. And do we want to live in such a hateful world? I'm also would love to call out these dragons from the Dragon Den and find out if this bottled intentions is quite the dumbest idea that I am a nut bar. And let's see if they are dealing with their own insanity and see if we can track their insanity or if it is a really dumb idea. I personally think the only reason it is a really dumb idea from their perspective is because they wouldn't have profited from it. Because it was being presented as a non-profit, that everybody profits from it. That would be a dumb idea from these Dragons' Den because they're out for profit. It makes sense from their perspective, but is their perspective actually correct? Is this really a dumb idea, or is this one of the most brilliant ideas on the planet? It's just, you got to let go of your own freaking insanity to see it. See what it is that you really, really want, and see how you can get it. Most of these dragon dens, the dragons from there, they're going to be losing their wealth because the global economy is crashing. And the way they are doing things cannot sustain itself. And I would love to have that conversation with some of these brilliant minds to see exactly how brilliant they really are. Will they be able to have that conversation on my turf and not just their turf where they can edit and, control the conversation? Let's have it controlled by, me. Let me be the one that's asking the questions, and I won't edit it. We'll just see whether I know my shit and whether you know your shit. And let's see if we really want to live in such a hateful world. Again, I searched up Google the other day. It's like 14,500 hate sites on Google on my channel name. It's like, okay, time to transform all that negative energy into positive energy. Lots and lots of negative energy is out there about me. The Dragon's Den, I think I was freaking brilliant because I went on that show specifically looking for marketing, advertising. I wanted to put the idea, the concept out there. I wanted it massively marketed, which they did. They didn't even know they fell into the trap, but they were using my show, my concept to advertise their show for 3 years. So it wasn't just the 10-minute little piece that you've seen about me presenting anything. No, you've seen me on every commercial that was advertising the Dragon's Den. So there's like millions of dollars worth of free advertisement that I got, which was the intention that I went in there. So How dumb is this bottle concept idea when I was able to get exactly what it is I wanted? Yes, it was negative marketing, but all you have to do is transform negative marketing into positive marketing, and that's done all the time. A lot of marketing says if you can irritate. Here in Canada, we have the Brick. It's a furniture company that they would make the most irritating commercial and play it over and over and over again, to the point where you could not stand this company. You couldn't stand the commercials that were played because they were designed to irritate the hell out of you. But as soon as you needed furniture, that's the store you went to, because it was the first thing that popped into your brain when you thought, I needed furniture, the Brick. Because they made it in your subconscious mind to go and use that. So I think it was pretty brilliant to get that much free advertisement. I mean, you try and get that much free advertisement and see how good you do. I think it was genius. But it's just time now to start transforming that into something positive. So that is the goal, is to now look at BlogTV and see if we can do it there. Anybody else that has any suggestions on how to make such a show unfold, we're open to suggestions. But right now we're solving the problems as it goes. I'm really encouraged by the 3-hour conversation and how many people were actually interested in such a long conversation. It only starts with one. If one person found it interesting, then the show is well worth it. Once we get started, those numbers will increase, and that's how it builds. 1 turns into 2, 2 turns into 4, 4 turns into 8, and eventually it multiplies so friggin' fast. So we're after some global change. We're going to make a shift. There's going to be a massive difference going to happen within a very, very short period of time. But you got to participate in the change. Just an invitation. Peace out.